All right, who's ready for a big storm this weekend? Joel D is alongside.
Before you even begin. How about that?
Clapping.
I don't know if we'll be clapping later, but we're clapping
Joel
today.
D is my biggest fan, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm
Joel
here to support you.
Look at the map behind you. Is that a big world or is that a big world?
Well, it's almost as big as us.
It's big.
Yeah.
And this is what I want people to take in because our storm has yet to form. You've heard me say that a million times this week, right?
But we talk about babies before they're born too.
That's
so,
right.
You know.
So come look at my ultrasound here. If you will.
Okay, yes.
The storm is originating way out here. And look what it has to do.
Yeah.
The baby's got to go through this big giant birth canal, if you want to carry our analogy, all the way to here.
Okay.
So look, it's here, and you want to tell me what's going to be like when it gets here. That's not easy. That's all I'm saying.
I know it's not easy, but
perspective.
This is why you're the expert.
That's right. And I'm up for the challenge.
Can we call you doctor the rest of this
I'm
thing?
a little nervous about this whole analogy.
Let's move along to what you actually do best.
Okay, so originating out here. So remember, this is Thursday. Our storm really hasn't gotten together. This is going to get caught up in the jet stream, and it's going to merge with all this juice that's coming out of the south. We call that phasing. So first thing that's going to happen, Joel D, is right there in the Midwest. See how that kind of comes together? High pressure to the north saying, all right, keep all this stuff down here. Snow mixed. We're really worried about an ice storm from Dallas.
If you got some, and right here, still snow.
Exactly.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's an ugly mix, an ugly line right there. Dallas, watch this. Dallas to Memphis, over to the Carolinas. They're going to worry about a dangerous ice storm.
This is Saturday night.
Okay, so this is Saturday. We're still getting going here. We haven't reached there yet, okay? So we're on the northern fringe of this.
Is that flurries? I mean, what is there? Is that flurries?
Nothing yet.
Okay.
Okay. Now, overnight Saturday into early Sunday, so pre-sunrise, maybe 3, 4 o'clock. That's when things begin for us.
Okay, so batten down the hatches Saturday night.
All the energy's going to this guy. He's our low, okay? Wow. This is thumping snow. We call it thumping.
Side question.
Yep.
The size of your letters, does that indicate the size of the low and the high?
I didn't set it up that way, but in meteorology it can.
Okay.
So the low is strengthening. What you really want to look at, see those swirly lines?
Yes.
That's where the impact is. No, high pressure to the north. Now this guy kind of weakens. He's getting tired of holding on, right? He weakens. He goes north a little bit, and that allows this thing to really fire up. So when are we talking about? 9, 10 o'clock Sunday morning through lunchtime.
What's the temperature at this point for us?
So we never get out of the mid-20s.
That's the thing.
Okay, but as you go up in the atmosphere,
yes.
So it's still cold at the surface, but you go up in the atmosphere, this warm layer is trying to get in here, and that's the concern. Watch this little bit of pink right here. So the I-95 corridor could mix in with a little bit of sleet. Okay, so that's the
and this is
possible
by the evening of Sunday.
Right, so now as we work our way, remember the low's starting to really crank up and go to the northeast. So as that cranks up, we can taper off a little bit, or we could change over. And I think that's going to stay D.C., Baltimore, Philly. But for us, we're still in the snow.
All right, folks, he said taper off. We are going to have actual numbers here coming up in just a second. So we'll get to that.
Out of here by Monday, but it's colder on the backside. So this isn't one of those days where the next day warms up and everything melts. It stays cold. Monday, Tuesday, we really don't warm up until midweek.
And if it's that cold and it's hard to get to everything, your driveway or sidewalk could really just stay ice for a while.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain. All right, you want to see some numbers. I'm using 8 to 10 inches as a baseline. So most of us right in here. Now, I think we could see a little bit more as you work your way to the north, and especially remember that low, that big L, as that cranks up, that's where we could see some of the heavy snow. But I mean, we're really parsing inches here, 8 to maybe a foot of snow. That's a significant snowstorm.
Compared to what we've had in the last couple of years.
Biggest one since February 1st of 2021.
That is a while. For example, our anchor, Candace Scalise, has been with us for about 5 years. She's from the South. She's never seen anything more than 6 inches because it's been a while.
There you go. Yeah. All right, so there's the snowfall forecast. What is the timing? We talked about overnight into early on Sunday. So pre-sunrise, maybe 3, 4 o'clock, the snow begins. It is thumping through the daytime. That's when we see the accumulating
Do you know
snow.
how much per hour? Maybe we've heard that number sometime.
We call that the snowfall rate. How fast is it coming down? We could see 1 to 2 inches per hour.
That's fast. Hard to stay ahead of that.
Especially in that 10 to 2 time frame.
See, I try to, go in phases if I'm shoveling on a big storm.
Right, you want to pace yourself.
You don't want to go like all 8 or 10 at once. So you go like 4 and 4 or 2. But if it's going down that fast.
Sometimes you got to stay ahead of it, even if you're using a snowblower.
Right.
Because sometimes it gets too high for the snowblower.
Yeah.
So this is the biggest one we've seen in a while, but it's still.
Those people with snowblowers are going to be happy. They can finally use them and laugh at the people who've been laughing at them for the last 4 years.
Right, because they bought them 3 years ago.
Yes,
we haven't
they'll
had
be
any
able
snow.
to use them.
All right. Any other questions? This is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
This is what I'm comfortable with at this point.
So, folks, this can be a serious storm. We want you to be safe through all of this, but I'm going to make one more joke at the end, just because we started with this analogy on the fly.
Oh, no.
Well, normally you have to buy ahead of time what colors you're going to do for the crib and for the room.
Oh, right.
We're going blue here, so
Yes.
is it a boy?
Yes, it's a boy.
Okay.
we have given, look, even got the blue on it.
I knew. This is your snow reveal instead of the gender reveal. You had the fake guy.
See, there it is, the reveal. So what folks need to remember is plan ahead. You see how far reaching the storm is.
Yeah.
So if we go back to the map, wherever you're traveling, it's going to be a big mess. I think it's going to be a big problem for air travel because, look, it's going to affect Dallas, Atlanta.
Right. You made a great point
Charlotte.
earlier. It's not, and we could be clear right now. It doesn't matter. How can the planes get there? And if they get caught behind, you know how it all stacks up, and then you're
air
in big
travel's
trouble.
a pain in the, anyway. But all this area is affected starting Saturday before we even see any snow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Just give people an idea. How many hours have you been putting into this storm days before it starts?
We first saw this thing about Saturday, Sunday last,
Right.
over the weekend. So then you really start analyzing the models, putting it together. So it's my job, Joel D, and I'm happy to do it. But I guess, an 8-hour workday, that's what I do.
Right? Just staring at this stuff and
That's
coming up
right.
with it. Well, we appreciate you for that. We know it's a little early to get those numbers, but I know people are curious about that. But the timeline's even more important than
The timeline, and it is a significant storm. It's going to impact folks into Monday.
Right.
Schools, work, all that stuff.
And don't wait till the end. We're giving you plenty of head starts to get prepared for this. If you need a little bit extra food, we know you won't be stuck for days, but people tend to want to just get the traditional
Eggs and the milk and the bread and the whole deal.
Toilet paper.
That's
That's the other one.
That's important. All
Maybe
right.
diapers, in case. You never know. All right. Thank you for dealing with us and everything else. But there you go. The biggest storm in years. Now you know.
And it's a boy.